So our next contest is between boxers from Egypt and the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Steve.
There is Omar Elawady, 24 years of age. A terrifically precise power puncher. And this man, Steve Kulenguluka Mbia, is a really adept punch picker. Long shots, uppercuts at mid-range, as we see judges from Poland, the Philippines, Israel, South Korea and Bulgaria scoring this one.
Referee for this
it was a terrific display against Bruno Miguel Fernandez de Barros, overturning a deficit in what was a very close contest. As for Kulenguluka Mbia, very effective display against the compact, muscular Arena Pakela of Sierra Leone to book his place in this gold medal bout. And remember, you need to be declared a victor here to go through to Paris next year.
Round one.
So we're underway then. Two boxers with contrasting styles contesting for the Olympic qualification quota for Paris next year. The boxer wearing red is Omar Elawady, 24 years of age, from the Egyptian capital, Cairo. The man who just fired in a right uppercut and a beautiful right hand off the back foot is Steve Kulenguluka Mbia. Comes to the ring as the reigning African continental champion at 71 kilograms from the event in Yaoundé, Cameroon earlier this year. Contested the World Championships in Tashkent, Uzbekistan as well, losing in the preliminary round. But this one, the contrasting styles, both men possess a fair amount of pop in their punches, but Kulenguluka Mbia likes to operate at long range. See Elawady put on the end of a right hand there, but his feet almost always flat and rooted to the canvas, and that getting that leverage on his punches is why he's just about every shot he throws is loaded with power.
Yeah, it really does load up on everything he throws, Elawady.
Elawady a little bit less tidy and textbook on that previous attempted combination than we're used to seeing from him. The left jab goes out and comes back at the same velocity usually. The right cross is like a rapier. On that previous attempted combination, just a little bit ragged. Kulenguluka Mbia, he does have a wonderful left jab. He used it to set up so much of his success. Leaping left hook is short of the mark from Elawady. Keeps firing that same shot. See that nick beneath his left eye. The face of Elawady brought that into the ring after his semi-final efforts yesterday. That's a pile driving right, landed with the inside of the glove. Referee on that incorrect punch immediately. It was just threatening to stray around the rear of the head, which would render it a rabbit punch. So an illegal blow on 2 counts. Nice right hand to the body, and it doubled over Kulenguluka Mbia. Raiding attacks being launched. Oh, look at that counter right hand attempted by Kulenguluka Mbia. Both of these men getting terrific leverage into their shots, as though they're looking to end this one inside the distance. Beautiful counter left, right from Kulenguluka Mbia. Catches the advancing Elawady, but he continues to press, keeps the attack going. Not much accuracy behind his work, but my goodness, he is committed to his attacks.
I feel like this could be over at any second. Both fighters are putting in heavy shots.
What an opening round, my goodness. Neither man really taking the time with the niceties of the jab or a feeling out process. They were letting the big punches fly right from the opening bell. Kulenguluka keeping cool under this man's fire and was really having success as he drew him in. Left hook success for Elawady during that coming together. But that's how Kulenguluka was able to operate. 2 quick nudging shots to catch the advancing boxer in red. But again, some torrid trade-offs between the two.
Yeah, it really has been. And Bia really does well when he can... Oh, the scores.
So a 4-1 split in favour of Omar Elawady. Perhaps Kulenguluka and Bia deserved a little greater share of it than that. 4-1 down after 3 completed minutes.
Round 2.
So into the second round, and look at that lead left hand from Kulenguluka and Bia, having conceded the first round on a 4-1 split. Those shots long from Elawady. And now this is Kulenguluka and Bia right in his wheelhouse, over the top right, not too far away from Elawady. But when he pistons out that lead left hand, it is so long and stiff and short with the salvo, but look how he kept it going to make it a 2-phase attack, and he's keeping the man occupied before dropping down and scoring to the body, ending that combination with a terrific left hook beneath the right elbow of Elawady. This is Kulenguluka and Bia at his finest.
I was just about to say, this is what Mbia really needs to do. Keep to what he's good at. The straight shots, straight jabs, straight combinations.
Nice left uppercut from Omar Elawady, but look at the response from Kulenguluka and Bia. Fired in about half a dozen shots, hooks and uppercuts without reply, and then a shot just after the command of stop landing from Kulenguluka and Bia, who's had a brilliant first minute of this second round. Inaccurate from the gloves of Elawady, plenty of determination. Kulenguluka and Bia bobbing and weaving in the pocket to make his man miss. Couldn't make him pay, but then look at that uppercut and hook success. Double hook to head, then body.
I think Elawady may have blown himself out there.
Right uppercut from Kulenguluka and Bia. Nice left hand from Elawady.
Elawady
threatening to open up, but look at that right hook, left uppercut from Kulenguluka and Bia. And Elawady's punch is just becoming a little ragged now as he's peppered with uppercuts to the head and hooks to the body. Terrific combination punching. Nice left hand from Elawady, but make no mistake, the governor for this previous passage of the round has been Kulenguluka and Bia. And now he's back on a long, straight left jab. Flowing beautifully now is the reigning African continental champion. Elawady thinking about his attacks, but hasn't been able to demonstrate the accuracy that we so readily associate with him. Counter right hook with a high elbow like Gennady Golovkin from Kulenguluka and Bia as he spun off the line to avoid the counter.
I think Elawady's out of steam. I think he's punched himself out. He's looking tired.
Nice left jab to the body once again from Kulenguluka and Bia. Jab upstairs attempted from Elawady. Oh, that's a beautiful half hook, half uppercut with the right hand from Kulenguluka and Bia. And Elawady has been touched up with some really precise, powerful punches from the reigning African continental champion. What a brilliant response from the man in blue. Kulenguluka and Bia conceded the first round on a 4-1 split, and right from the jump in round number 2, he established a piston-like left jab and then hit his Egyptian opponent with practically every punch in the book. I think that's a terrific response, and that is his round in microcosm. Such variety in his work.
Yeah, that was a beautiful round. Just the straight shots, the uppercuts. His man did, beautiful left hook there.
So let's take a look at the response. So Kulenguluka and Bia outscored 4-1. I find that staggering. And the distribution of the scores means that Elawady leading 20 points to 18 for judges 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that means it's going to be really difficult for this man to win on points. He's going to have to take his man out inside the distance. But the scores in that second round, I find surprising to say the least. There's an overhand right from Kulenguluka and Bia, who has started this round in the same determined and impressive fashion that he demonstrated throughout the entirety of round number 2, only to lose it on a 4-1 split.
Mbia's really going to have to pull it out of the bag this round. He cannot afford to take any shots, and he needs to be given a hell of a load back.
So he needs a dominant round just to get back on terms, and Elawady appears to be feeling the pace. He's backing off, then his competitive instinct kicks in as he's firing back. But his work, for my money, is inaccurate. He's being outpunched, and he's being touched up with some terrifically precise, potent punches. Look at this volley without reply from Kulenguluka Mbia, and that's what he demonstrated throughout round 2 as he slams in a hard left hand to the body. And I think Elawady, not only is he feeling fatigue, but these body shots beginning to take an increasingly pronounced effect every time one slams in. Look how Elawady loses inches. Ponderous right hand fired around the corner, landed to the rear of the head as a rabbit punch from Elawady because it was long. Breathing through an open mouth. There's a solid left jab to catch the advancing Kulenguluka Mbia from Elawady. Kulenguluka Mbia needs to punch with the same output that he demonstrated in the second round and in the first half of this third and final round. Can he keep it going? Because Elawady's in bout management mode here. Look at that, you see he's being told to engage because he's looking to manage the lead that he has 20 points to 18 for judges 3, 4 and 5. How he got that lead, I don't know, because he was scored, the second round was scored in his favor on a 4-1 split. And I find that difficult to reconcile with what took place before our very eyes in the boxing ring here at the Dakar Arena.
Elawady is really literally in survival mode right now. He doesn't want to get involved. He's just tucking up with his hands up.
And again, some of these shots are breaching the defenses from Kulenguluka Mbia. Left uppercut crashing through. And Omar Elawady is becoming almost a stationary target as he takes a hard right hook around the corner, keen to initiate a clinch. But this, to me, is almost an instant replay of what we saw in the second round as a cracking right hand land from Kulenguluka Mbia. Remember, only the winner will secure the quota for Paris 2024. Elawady determinedly trying to fight back, but his shots devoid of accuracy, and he's literally running away from his man here.
He hasn't thrown a punch for a while, Elawady.
Standing stock still, trying to tuck up and repel the onslaught coming in from Kulenguluka Mbia. Left jab, left uppercut, right hook around the corner. The referee hasn't issued an 8 count, but Omar Elawady has taken an awful lot. And again, I find the scoring of the second round surprising to say the least. Kulenguluka Mbia, 10-second clapper is sounded. He's not going to find a single shot KO that he needs, but he might have found it with that right cross and a left hook to the body. Well, for my money, you see Kulenguluka Mbia raising his hand, but the third round was an instant replay of the second, and the 5 judges around the ring, judges 3, 4 and 5, scored it in favor of the reigning Egyptian national champion, Omar Elawady, which I found very, very surprising.
Me too. If the man in blue doesn't win this fight, there's something wrong.
Well, how is he going to win it? Because he would have needed a 10-8 scorecard for judges 3, 4 and 5 in the final round. It was a dominant final round again, for my money. Will it be 10-8 to get him to the parity that he needs to take us to countback? I think the man in blue has done enough to win it, but given the context of the scores going into the third round, it's going to be very difficult for him to do so. Has he got the 10-8 rounds that he needs in the third for judges 3, 4 and 5?
The results of this bout. The winner by points, by split decision, in the red corner, representing
Well,
Egypt.
that's what it means to Omar Elawady and his coaches.
Elawady.
But I think the reigning African continental champion, Steve Kulenguluka Mbia, is really, really unfortunate there. He conceded the first round on a 4-1 split, but for the remaining 6 minutes, from my vantage point in the commentary box, he was the dominant boxer by a proverbial country mile. Put this man in survival mode for the third and final round, and for my money, punched him all over the ring in the second round. But the verdict will stand, and it is Omar Elawady of Egypt who has secured the quota for Olympic qualification next year.
Yeah, it's such a shame. Guy in blue, he boxed his ears off, boxed his opponent's ears off.
And again, let's look at the replay sequences that we're going to see, because I think from rounds 2 and 3, the replay operators would do very well to find any success from the man in red. Such was the dominance of Kulenguluka Mbia. Behind a left jab, hooks, uppercuts. This for me was round 3 in particular, but also round 2. Elawady was more competitive in the second round, but I cannot see any way how he did enough to take the second round on a 4-1 split, giving him a 20 points to 18 lead for judges 3, 4 and 5. Steve Kulenguluka and Mbia very, very unlucky from my perspective. So Kulenguluka and Mbia taking the first round or the third round on a 4-1 split, but how on earth can you score that third round for the man in red? He was punched all over the ring, and I'm sorry, it's not my place to criticize judges. I don't like doing it, but the judging in rounds 2 and 3, I find really difficult to understand.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
How can you score the third round from any vantage point? 10-9 in favor of the man in red. When look at that, a 10-8 score returned from the judge from Israel, judge number 3.